We're going to interrupt Franz Berwald for a moment because I do have a very special guest joining me in the green room. Dr. Mark Laycock, he conducts the Wichita State University Symphony Orchestra. They are preparing a very special concert for this Thursday evening. Hello, Mark.
Hello. Good afternoon.
I was reading about what's going to be performed, and all of the different components and the inspiration, and it's really going to be something special. What do you have for us on Thursday?
Well, I guess immersive is probably the best way I could describe it. The piece is called Symphony Chaco, and it's based on or inspired by Chaco Canyon in the American Southwest and the indigenous peoples that lived and thrived there and continue to do so. Um, it is composed by Gary Gackstetter, who has a Wichita State connection. He was a student here years ago. He actually was our interim band director for a semester, for a year.
Was he
And
really?
yes. So
When
there's,
was this?
oh my goodness. It was early in my tenure. So it was probably 17 years ago.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It's so nice that he's back.
did a wonderful job. It's great to have him back. And he was a student of Mark Foley, so he, a wonderful bass player. He won our concerto aria competition years ago. So we've got Gary back on campus. He is teaching at St. Louis Community College right now in the Merrimack campus, and he is a true Renaissance man, a performer, composer, conductor, artist. He does beautiful sketches in the program for the concert program for Thursday includes many of his pen and ink drawings. Just a man who can do a lot of things very, very well.
There are two soloists in this work. One is a Native American flutist, another a soprano.
Yes. So Carlos Nakai, multiple Grammy nominations. He is probably the acknowledged master of the Native American flute. He brings a number of flutes on stage with him. So depending on the movement, depending on the mood, the character of the movement, he will choose a specific instrument for that. But I am just so excited to work with him. He has been collaborating with orchestras for decades now for bringing indigenous music into the concert hall. And there is improvisation. There is chanting. He'll be singing. A soprano as well, Christina Martos, who has an impressive resume throughout the United States. She's also from the Southwest. And I know that I'm not exactly sure when she and Gary Gackstetter first collaborated, but they have been had a continuous relationship with this piece. So she is very familiar with this piece as well.
How long is it?
It's just about an hour. It's 11 movements in length, but the movements are fairly brief. Each one a very specific mood, a very specific setting in the canyon, or how the peoples worshipped there or collaborated there or built their lives there. We will have projected images. So
Wow.
still photographs. We'll have, I believe we project some of Gary's drawings as well. And some of the sound effects, there are death whistles, which
What are
is
those?
an indigenous instrument often used in warfare. It's a haunting, very kind of scary sound, especially when you get multiple death whistles together. And so
Wow.
in the more dramatic, this is kind of the central part of the symphony. The woodwinds and brass will be playing death whistles, and it's a tone, it's a timbre you will not soon forget.
There's so much to talk about. It's such an interesting piece of music, and like you said, it's just a feast for every single sense. We're going to take a short break and come back and talk more about the Symphony Chaco, A Journey of the Spirit. Composer Gary Gackstetter is also narrating. There's narration.
Yes.
We
Yes.
have a soloist, a Native American flautist, Carlos Nakai, and soprano Christina Martos. We'll be back to talk more with Dr. Mark Laycock about the concert, which is this Thursday evening at 7:30. I'm Caitlin Matson, and this is The Green Room. Dr. Mark Laycock, who leads the symphony orchestra at Wichita State University, preparing his orchestra for a performance unlike anything else. Symphony Chaco, A Journey of the Spirit by Gary Gackstetter. Not only is he the composer, he is in town and he will be narrating the work. There are projected images. You have Native American flautist Carlos Nakai with his very many different flutes on the stage, as well as voice, soprano Christina Martos. Okay, so we were talking a bit about death whistles and how members of the orchestra at different times put down their flutes and their clarinets, and they might pick up a different sort of instrument, like this death whistle. My question for you is, when you have a performance like this, you don't necessarily need death whistles in the closet at Wichita State University. Where
Right.
do you get them from? Are they on loan? Are they rented?
Well, you go to downtown Wichita, Death Whistles Are Us.
It's
And
like Death Whistle City.
You're right. Every Halloween there's spirit death whistle. Gary, and that's a great question where Gary procured these, but he is bringing them from St. Louis. So Gary's
Oh,
driving
wow.
out with a station wagon full of different paraphernalia and death whistles. He has death whistles for the entire wind section,
Oh my
and,
goodness.
and it'll be curious to see exactly where he obtained these.
That's fascinating. And this is inspired by the Southwest, inspired specifically by Chaco. And so some of these projected images, obviously going to be about that area of the country.
Exactly. And Gary, I mean, Gary is all in on this. He actually this summer left home, packed up, lived as a park ranger in Chaco Canyon this past summer and just absorbed the beauty, the history, the inspiration of the setting. So he is all in terms of um, the importance not only to the Native American community but to all of humanity of this very sacred and special site.
Oh, wow. And then we were talking off the air. I asked Mark, are there parts of this work that people will walk away saying, "Oh my goodness, that was so beautiful"? Because you just never know when you're dealing with something more contemporary, something inspired by something unfamiliar. You're not sure what you're walking into, what your ears are going to be hearing.
No, Gary and this is his I want to say 11th symphony. He has written a lot for wind ensemble, but also for symphony orchestra. Gary is very much attuned to, I wouldn't say catering to an audience, but making sure that an audience gets a full concert experience. So there will be just moments of sublime beauty. There are extremely dramatic moments. There are playful moments. There are dance-like movements in this symphony. So it's a full emotional experience, a full spectrum.
Fantastic. All right. Would you give us some logistics? When, where, how to get tickets?
Yes. So it's this Thursday, the 21st, 7:30 p.m. It's in Miller Concert Hall, which is located in the Dirksen Fine Arts Center. We're on the kind of northwest corner of campus. Tickets are available at the Fine Arts box office the evening of the show. But I encourage you to get your tickets early online. Not necessarily because it will sell out, but we do get usually a line at the box office the night of the performance. So www.wichita.edu/fine arts box office will take you to our site where you can purchase in advance.
Thank you for being here and teaching us a bit about what we're going to listen to on Thursday night. It seems so cool.
It's been a learning experience for me. Chaco I have no idea, but I can't wait. This is definitely on my bucket list now to visit. There's so much beauty there, so much history.
Great. Thank you so much. Have a great concert.
Thank you. Thank you for the help.